knitters! Welcome to the Knitty McPurly podcast. My name is Devin Ventry, and I am filming today in my office. I normally film out in my living room, but today is Saturday, and it's a little bit crazy around here. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure how the podcast will play out today, but we shall see. I have so many things to share with you, as you can probably imagine, because it's been a long time since I have podcasted. I guess I'll start by saying that this has been a crazy year. I'll tell you just a little bit more about that, and so here's what happened, but for now, it's been a crazy year, and it's been about 3 months since I podcasted last. So thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate that. If you want to give me a follow on Instagram, I am Knitty McPurly, and that's where I am most of the time. So it's been such a beautiful spring, hasn't it? It's been gorgeous. I feel like it's been beautiful everywhere because I've been seeing everyone still wearing their sweaters and their shawls, and that's really nice. It's nice to get a little bit more wear out of that stuff. It's nice when spring is a little bit cooler. It's been very wet here too, but whatever, I'll take it. I love the cool. I have been doing a lot of knitting and a lot of sewing. So I have a lot of things I want to tell you about and share about with you. Number one is Nomadic Knits. That magazine is going to be coming out in July, and my pattern is going to be in there. The Grocery Girls are going to be in there. There's a few other amazing designers who are going to be in that magazine, so if you want to subscribe or pick it up, that'd be great. Next podcast, hopefully I'll have one to give away. So you can hang on for that if you want to. Also, Barrett Wool has a couple more of my designs coming out. I'm not going to show that stuff right now, but it will be coming out soon. I know that they've been waiting on yarn shipments and things like that. So as soon as that is in, then they'll have kits for some of my new designs, and you can go check that out on Barrett Wool website, or you can subscribe to her newsletter, which is really great. That's got a lot of good info in it. I'm just going to launch right into knitting. I have a lot of sewing too. So if you're here just for the knitting, that's going to be the first part, and then I'll move on to sewing. I've been planning on filming this podcast for a while, so my notes that I made up are like 2 weeks old. So there's a little bit more done since then, and So first thing I want to talk about with you, and I want to show you my newest sweater that is not out yet, and I'm not even really ready for test knitters yet, but this is the brass tacks sweater, and you can see it has kind of a cool twisted rib design down the front, and my version has these awesome brass buttons that I got from my local yarn store. You can see they have like a little star on there. So this has a cool twisted rib design along the bottom. Mainly it's a stockinette sweater, but it's got twisted rib in this kind of chevron shape on the bottom, and then it mirrors on the sleeves also. So this is a very easy knit. This is sport weight yarn. It has a roll collar, a little twisted rib button band, very basic sweater. I want to talk a little bit about how I learned a lot about twisted rib by knitting the sweater. This sweater was kind of a study in twisted rib for me. Before I tell about that, this yarn is called Brass Tacks. The sweater is also going to be called Brass Tacks. And this yarn is from 29 Bridges Studio. She is an amazing dyer. I know I've talked about her before. If you don't follow her on Instagram yet, turn off this video, go follow her right now, because she just has amazing, amazing yarn. Very, very talented dyer. So this is Mary, and she lives in Maryland. So anyway, she's going to have some kits available when this sweater comes out. But right now we're kind of pre-test knitting phase. So if you're interested in test knitting this sweater, the best way to get in touch with me is probably through Instagram direct message, or you can email me. I'll put it up on the screen, but I'm Devin@knittymcpurly.com. Yeah, anyway, so this was a total study in twisted rib for me. I posted a picture of this sweater when it was in progress, and I had done this twisted rib as knit through the back loop, purl. So the only twisted part was the knit stitch. And if you look back on my Instagram, you can see how that looked. I did not love it. I just was like, it doesn't look as tight and crisp as I want it to look. So I ripped it all out and I reknit it. And what this here is, you can see it's much crisper, much tighter, just the way you want twisted rib to look. This is knit through the back loop, purl through the back loop. So you're twisting both the knits and the purls on every row. Now, when you knit flat, this is what I learned. When you knit flat, you want to twist the knits and the purls because otherwise it's not going to look tight and crisp. Now, when you knit in the round, you only need to twist the knits. Okay? So you can see this looks just as crisp and tight as the bottom of the sweater that was knit flat because this is a cardigan. Knit flat, twist the knits and the purls. Knit in the round, you only need to twist the knits and then you can just purl as normal. Because I don't know, I had seen twisted rib different ways. I had seen it where you just twist the knits and where you twist the knits and the purls. And I didn't really get an explanation as to when you used what. So I'm like, okay, I had this whole board where I had all these swatches of, just different ways of doing it where it's knit back and forth or knit in the round and what you twist and when you twist it. And this is the thing that looks the best. Knit flat, knit the purl and the knit through the back loop, twist them both. Knit in the round, you only need to twist the knit stitch. So you only need to knit the knit stitch through the back loop. Okay, we got it? All right. So the brass tack sweater will be ready for test knit probably in about a week or two. And then I will be looking for test knitters. So if you like a nice, basic, easy knit with just a little bit of something interesting in there, in a sport weight yarn, works up fairly quickly, a lot faster than a fingering weight, let me know. Okay? All right, so that's that. The other thing that I've been working on, this one. I gotta show you this one too. So this is a colorwork sweater, and I'm not even gonna give any promises as to when this kind of thing is gonna be ready for stuff because I'm very slow. I work part-time, and things happen really slowly in my life. So now what I wanted this to be, this is a colorwork sweater, and I'm not exactly sure how it's going to play out from here, but one thing I wanted it to be is scrappy. So this is going to use either sport weight, fingering held double, which is pretty much equal to a sport, or you can hold a fingering weight together with a mohair, or you can use like a heavier fingering weight, like Barrett Wool, for example, is what this is right here. And this is the James colorway right there. That is a fingering weight yarn, but it's a thicker fingering weight. It's not as thin as your regular, like sock yarn. So this is going to be a scrappy sweater. And what I really mean when I say that is that you don't need too much of any one color. So it's going to be a lot of color change throughout the sweater so that if you have half a ball of something, then you can use that up. Because I just love scrappy stuff. Like I like to use up my leftovers. I don't want to waste it. And that said, you could use new skeins if you want to also. But this is some of my favorite colors right now. We've got Barrett Wool in James. We've got 29 Bridges Studio in Sugar Cookie. This is 29 Bridges Studio in Coral Reef. This is a color of sock yarn by Olan, O-L-A-N-N. I forget what it's called, but I'll see if I can put it up on the screen. I also used this in my Pine Grove Ridge shawl. It's a lot of the same colors as the Pine Grove Ridge. And then I have two different mohairs that I am adding in with my fingering weight yarn. This one is from Nice and Knit, and this one is from Long Dog Yarn. I don't remember the colors, but if I can, I will put them up there. So some of these are scraps and some of these are full skeins, but it will definitely be a scrappy sweater. So there's that I am working on. That will be out, I'm not sure when. Whenever you know how this goes. Okay, the other thing I want to show you, I don't think I have my sketch. Ooh. Come on! Okay. I have a really cute sketch of this sweater. And this is gonna be oh, yes! Okay. So this, let me just fold that back because it has some stuff on it that I had not planned that I'm not going to do, but I just some ideas. So this is an idea for a hooded cardigan for a small child. This is going to be a children's pattern. The body of the cardigan is going to be knit in gray, and these geometric shapes along the bottom and the yoke and the sleeves are going to be rainbow because I love rainbows. So this is going to be bottom up. This is what I have so far. This is knit flat, colorwork knit flat. We've got some twisted rib on the bottom, and this is my red, orange, yellow, and it's going to go up red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And then when we get to the yoke, we'll start with purple and go up to red, and then we'll do the hood. There may be some more color work along the hood. I haven't decided yet. I just haven't gotten that far. But my idea for this sweater, hold on, is this is going to take me a year and a day. You guys know how slow I am. Is to have a bear with a matching sweater. Oh. How cool would it be to knit the sweater for the child and to give them the bear wearing the matching sweater? Oh my gosh, I just think that's the best thing ever. So the yarn that I'm using for this is Barrett Wool in Ellie Gray for the body of the sweater. And my red, which is actually pink, is Cactus Flower, Madeline Tosh, Twist Light. The orange is from Kim Dye's Yarn. This color is, I think it's called Warmth. I'm gonna blow it on some of these colors, but this yellow, oh, it's attached. This yellow is Madeline Tosh Twist Light, or perhaps Madeline Tosh Sock. Orange, yellow, green is Madeline Tosh. Green. This blue is from, this is Andaman Sea from, I'll put it up on the screen. I forget it. I did a shawl with her and I forget it. I'm sorry. And then the purple is Quince & Co. This is from my NFL shawl, if you remember that debacle. So anyway, I've got this beautiful kind of awesome modern rainbow of colors here. How can you see the pink there? That is going to be the color work for that. So I'm very excited about that. It has had to take a little bit of a back seat because I want to get brass tacks out, and then this color work one is going to be next. Beyond that, I am going to be working on a book of knitting patterns. Very, very excited about this. I have a few dyers on board who are going to be doing the yarn support. It's going to basically be a book of the handmade wardrobe. And I want to kind of have some different patterns in there, like a bralette, like a swim cover-up, in addition to your typical, pullover, cardigan, socks, cowl. But the things that I really want to have in my wardrobe, I wanted to add in some of those things too. So the book is in its very early stages. I do not have a publisher yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to be self-publishing this or if I'll have a publisher, but that's where I am with that for now. I'm not sure if I'll be updating you much on that, but it's going to be consuming a lot of my time. So I'm not really sure how much knitting is going to be happening. Oh, one other thing I wanted to show you. I'm just going to get up super awkwardly. I'm wearing my Mia jeans. This shirt is not me made, but I am wearing my Mia jeans, which actually are a little bit big on the top. Anyway, that's random. Okay, I'm also still working very slowly on my bear socks. So this is the Ellie Gray colorway, and the heel is in, I think this color is called Marmalade, I'm pretty sure. So I've been working on these here and there, just slowly, a little bit, but you can see that texture in there. You can still get, I think they still have kits for these at Barrett Wool. I know Susan is selling the pattern, so you can get the pattern for this on Ravelry through Barrett Wool or on her website. But she may still have kits. If you ask, she may be able to throw one together for you. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's all the stuff that I've been working on in addition to stuff for the book. So that is pretty much the knitting part. Next up is Knitting Fantasies. And there is a first for the Knitting Fantasies segment, and that is that I have actually knit one of these things. I'm dead serious. Okay, that pattern that I actually knit, did I write that down? Hold on. Yes, is by Jessie May something. Hold on, let me see what her last name is. Jessie May. How many Jessie Mays can there be? It's like Devin, like there just aren't that many. Jessie May Martinson of Jessie Made Design, and it is the Ripple Bralette. How cute is that? Like, I'm not sure what drew me to this pattern. A lot of people were making it and hacking it a little bit, but I just really, really wanted to make it. So per my usual, I made mine from scraps, and it's not finished. It's in my bag. My kids and I took a trip to Ohio last week to see my family. And so this was my early morning knitting project because I'm the only one who gets up early in that group. So I got up at my normal like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I worked on this project, which was super fun. So I ended up, this is the inside. I ended up fading it. It looks ridiculously tiny, but it actually stretches a lot. So it's meant to have a 9 to 11 inches of negative ease. So that's a little crazy for those of us who don't normally knit these things. But what I did was I used, so this is the bottom. I used a mini skein from Martin's Lab for this blue, and then I faded it into, this is a sparkle. I don't know if you can see that that's a sparkle. But I faded it into this from Hue Loco called Eskimo, which is sock yarn that has a little bit of stellina in it. But this is so fun. I doubt if I'm ever gonna actually take a picture of myself wearing this. That just seems like a little too much information, but I may get brave enough and do it. So anyway, this was super fast. This knit up like a hat. So if you're at all considering knitting a bralette. So basically what you do is you knit these straps and you attach them at the back, either in an X shape or just, straight. You attach them with a 3-needle bind off. So those stitches are actually on hold. There's 6 stitches on hold back here. And that's how I'm going to attach the straps. This is like an hour of work to finish it, and I just haven't done it. But I will. And I will post pictures of it on Instagram. Probably not on my person, but somehow I will definitely show you pictures when that is done. So that is my first knitting fantasy that I actually knit. I never knit other people's patterns because I just don't have time, but I just wanted a break to, do something that was kind of mindless, and I wanted to follow someone else's instructions, and it was really nice. It was a really nice break. So if you are at all interested in this, there's a lot of people who have made it. This is the Ripple Bralette by Jessie May Martinson. There's a lot of hacks out there for people who have different bust sizes and, need to hack it up a little bit. One thing I did differently, and this was only because I couldn't find my size 4 needle, is I knit the body of it in a size 5, figuring that a little bit more stretch would be just fine. And it fits fine. It's not tight, but then I'm not very busty either. So yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have any definitive fit information on this yet, but once I get it finished and can get it on, I will let you know what I think of that. Okay, I'll be putting pictures up as I talk about this. My next knitting fantasy pick is Ziggy, the Ziggy shawl by Joji Locatelli. And like everything Joji designs, this is just so beautiful. It's delicate and lacy. I think she called it Ziggy because it has kind of a zigzag lace in it. And it's just really pretty. Like, Joji has kind of a very pretty quality to her designs, and this one totally falls in line with that. It's very, very pretty. She knit hers in like a white speckle, I think. As I'm talking, you're going to be looking at it and go, no, Devin, that's not what it was. But anyway, it's beautiful. I'm sure it's a beautifully written pattern because all Joji's patterns are that way. That is, it's a light fingering. I did write that down, and uses 840 yards. So there you have that. My next pick is Ursa by Jacqueline Sislak. And this looks like a super quick knit. It is a small sweater, a cropped sweater that is knit in bulky weight yarn. She used EcoView fiber, which I have used before and is wonderful. A great substitute for that, if you wanted to, is Magpie Fibers has a beautiful bulky weight that is just a dream to work with. So I would love to knit this sweater in one of those two yarns because they're both beautiful. This uses 450 to 950. That's it? Wow. Although it's probably a lot of skeins because there's only, I think, 110 yards in each skein. But still, that's a pretty small sweater. But because it's cropped, I guess that's why. My last pick is Nordiska by Caitlin Hunter. And of course, I did not include a picture, and it's been a while since I've seen this one. What I wrote down is that it is a fingering weight yarn, and it uses 3 colors. So I'll put a picture here, and you can see that one. I think is it the one with the V-neck? I think it is. But honestly, gosh, Caitlin Hunter, I mean, she's just a dream. I just love her work, and she seems really sweet too. Like, just somebody who, you and I would be friends with. So anyway, those are my knitting fantasy picks. I hope you have enjoyed them. Okay, next segment, I want to talk about sewing. I have a lot to share with sewing. First, I'm going to go through my fabric picks. I have purchased a few patterns, and I got these little like plastic folders to put my patterns in. I was keeping them in Ziploc bags, but they didn't quite fit. Like a piece of paper doesn't quite fit in a gallon-sized Ziploc bag. It would kind of hang out the top. So here, let me just grab it and I'll show you. And here is an example of one of my latest pattern acquisitions, the Bombshell swimsuit. And I put it in these folders that I got from Amazon. They were like maybe $13 for 50, 30, I'm not sure how many, but they came in a couple of colors. But this is nice. The pattern pieces aren't in here because I am working on that pattern right now. But I would really like to make a couple of these for the summer. I think that bathing suit is just so cute. And I got a bunch of different fabrics to make it. I don't have all of them because some of them I've already started cutting up. Do I have any of them? Okay, I think I just have this one. This fabric, which all of this fabric is from fabric.com. I like fabric.com because they have a lot of selection and the prices are low. I have gotten some fabric from there that I'm sure is not of the same quality that Blackbird Fabrics or Stone Mountain and Daughter. Those are two amazing fabric stores. And I have not bought from them because it's just a little too expensive. Like I put it all in my cart and I'm like, oh, I just can't pull the trigger on that. So I do end up buying this all from fabric.com, but I'm happy with it. Another thing about buying fabric that's not crazy expensive is that you don't have that feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm about to cut into this. What if I mess it up? So this is some bathing suit fabric that I would like to make a bathing suit out of. It's like a scuba. It's a kind of a thick bathing suit fabric. This is another one that I really liked. It's just kind of I don't know what you call that, but that's a really pretty fabric. I thought this might be a cute bathing suit. I ordered a few other scubas. This one ended up not having very much stretch. So I think it's a little bit thick. I might make a workout top out of it. It has a little stretch, but just not that much. So there's that one. This one was a splurge because I loved it so much. Isn't that so cute? It doesn't look like it, but this is a scuba. This could be a bathing suit or a workout shirt, but it's just got these little foxes, and I just thought it was so cute. So I'm gonna have to fight my children for this one because it's just love. Another thing I'd really like to make, I will probably hack some of the tops I already have, are some like workout tops. So this is just like an athletic mesh. Can you see how it has a little bit of a mesh there? This is like a pink athletic mesh. And this was like you buy a minimum of 4 yards. So I'm gonna be wearing a lot of pink to the gym, I think. Okay, I got this rayon, and I've actually, you can see kind of behind me, there's a skirt that I made out of this. This rayon is from fabric.com, and it's in the mustard colorway. I can't remember, it's by like Fabric Merchants, I think. It is not like high-end, amazing rayon, but it's great. It's good. I like it. It was a really good price. I've made one skirt out of it, and I have enough fabric to make something else. There's probably two yards, maybe 1.5 left in here. Okay, let's see. All right. This fabric, too, which I'm about to show you, I made a Charlie Kaftan out of this. Another rayon from fabric.com. This is one that I made my Suki kimono out of this, and I just have a bunch left, and I'm not sure what to make out of it. What do you think? What should I use this for? It's so beautiful, but it's also kind of loud, so I'm not sure what to make out of that, but it's beautiful. Rayon, this is a rayon also. Okay, and this is one I have not used yet, also from fabric.com. You can kind of tell my color palette here, very mustard and rose gold and mauve. I love it. It's just so pretty. So this, I'm not sure what this is going to be yet, but some kind of summery garment. And lastly, I got the Lander pants pattern, and I have a shorts muslin cut out of a pair of old jeans. My husband's grandpa died this year, and I'll talk a little bit more about that, and so here's what happened. But I got a lot of his clothes to make quilts for the family out of his clothes. So that's an ongoing project that I'll be talking about too. But with his jeans especially, they're so cool that I wanted to make some pants out of the jeans. Anyway, I got the Lander pants pattern, and I got this heavyweight kind of railroad stripe denim to make those. And I want to make a really long pair. The Lander pants is a wide leg pattern. I'll see if I can put a picture here so you can see if you're not familiar. But this is, I think this would look really cool, super long to wear with heels. So it like covers the shoes most of the way except for the toes. So yeah, I'm gonna be making that probably this fall. So that's the fabric that I have. And then I also made some things. Let's see, I think I'm just gonna pop that down. So a few weeks ago on Instagram, I shared a hinterland dress that I made out of this seersucker fabric. It's got my cool little label in there. And I gotta say, the hinterland dress is a cool pattern, but because it doesn't have a closure, the one I did does have buttons up the front, but it has a fixed width around the middle, so it can't be fitted. It has to be loose enough to get over your head. And I felt frumpy in it. I just felt like it was too big and too wide. So I ended up cutting that dress in half, and I made this skirt out of the bottom of it. And pardon my not cute hanger. Let me just button this up. What's up, girlfriend?
Mommy,
I'm filming my podcast. What's up?
when I lift this down, it won't work. It just keeps saying do that.
I think it's too long. Do you want me to fix it for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, right now I'm talking to my audience. You want to say hi? Come over here. Say hi. All right, go run along.
That's
Okay, shut the door before your brother finds us. Okay, so when I cut the dress in half, you can see my little label on there. The top was too short, so I cut 2 more pieces, and I did them kind of in a chevron angle a little bit. I was trying to decide where to put the middle of it. I ended up putting it right at the bottom of the button placket. So anyway, this is a shorter shirt, so you can't just wear this. I would have made this longer, except this was all the fabric I had left. So this was not easy to do. I had to really scrounge to get this much fabric. So this looks great actually with this skirt. Oops, careful, Char. Watch the wires.
Do you have a piece of paper?
In the paper drawer. Go get it from the paper drawer and then close the drawer, okay, sweet pea? So this is another hacked hinterland skirt. Now these both have pockets, which is really nice. And I finished off the waistband like the Aeronite pants, where you just put the elastic in and then you kind of, sew over the top of that and then iron it down. I love these skirts. They're very versatile. So this looks super cute. I've actually got a picture of this outfit on my Instagram if you want to check that out. I'm wearing my super cool, totally non-nerdy glasses. Okay. Let's see. This is about to get less cute as I pull these down. All right. I think this is my thing that I love the most. This is a Charlie Kaftan out of Knitty McPurly. And isn't that just the most beautiful fabric? So this is a short version. I don't have a picture of this on Instagram, I don't think, but I will try and get one. Now with this one, I did not do the waist ties, but this is another one that I just felt too dumpy. Would you shut the door, sweet pea? Thank you, honey bun. This is the one where I just felt too frumpy with it, open in the back. I don't mean open, I mean like it was just wide. It's very boxy. So in order to have it tie in at the waist, you need to put in the waist ties. But I didn't do that. And I just don't love waist ties. I've made another Charlie Kaftan that I'll show you, and I did do the waist ties. But on this one, do you see me in there? But on this one, I just put a piece of elastic in. So what I did was I found the 2 places where I wanted it to come in. And then I took a piece of elastic and stretched it as far as it would go, and then trimmed that end of the elastic. And then I stretched the elastic as I sewed it across the back of the kaftan. And I sewed in a rectangle around the edge of the elastic. And then when you let go, it comes in. So this actually looks amazing on. It looks so good. It goes on and off so easily, very comfortable. And Lisa Kish of the Not So Over It. What's the name of her podcast? Gosh, you guys, I can't remember anything on the fly. I'll put it on the screen. Anyway, Lisa had talked about Knitty McPurly and how amazing this fabric is, and it truly is that amazing because it doesn't wrinkle. I just took this out of my luggage and it looks amazing. I just want to make everything out of this. It's just the best fabric ever. And this is the double gauze Knitty McPurly. So that is the thing that I recommended. You can kind of hear that my little one has a cold. So, okay, I made this Charlie Kaftan also on a slightly cuter hanger, though it doesn't really match the outfit. Now this one, I did do the waist ties because this is a long version. You can't quite see the whole thing. It has the leg slits. You can also see that it is a little bit see-through. So this requires a special, undergarment so that, you can't see anything underneath. But I wore this out to eat and I got a lot of compliments. Do you need something?
No.
Okay.
I just...
You're just visiting?
Yeah, I'm paying you a visit.
I called her out. Now she's like, what? Okay, so, I didn't put my tag on this one. I'm going to do that. So anyway, this is also that rayon. Like this a lot. Looks super cute with some cute wedges. And the last 2 dresses that I made are from the pattern by, I think it's the Friday Pattern Company. And this is called the Sunny Dress, Sunny. And it's just a short t-shirt dress that's just a little bit fitted, but I love cap sleeves. I just think they are so cute. So I made this one. Oh gosh, this one is inside out. Just keeping it classy. This was a super cheap fabric, and I just made this as my muslin, but I actually love it. It's super casual and can be worn really easily, like on a weekday. So hopefully I have shown those in enough detail, but I really enjoyed all of those patterns. That was all really fun stuff to make. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about? Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is, so here's what happened. I don't know how much I'm gonna share about, everything, but since the beginning of this year, it's just been kind of one thing after another. You ever have years like that? Like, I have been in the emergency room more this year, not for myself, but for my husband or my kids, than I ever have. Like, you could add up all the times I've been to the emergency room in my whole life, and I think it was less than I have since January 1st of 2019. And that's the first time, January 1st, 2019. So it was kind of just one thing after another, with injuries and illnesses, and my husband's grandpa died. If you have someone in your life who is older and who you just love so much, then you know how hard it is. Whether they're still with you or whether you have lost them, you know how hard it is or how hard it must be. What, Sweet Pea?
I need a cover thing to cover that up.
Okay.
The glue.
Oh,
stick
okay.
it there.
Maybe the dining room table would be a good place for that.
Just gonna put it.
It was very, very hard
I think you have
to lose
something
him.
back here.
And also around that same time, that was part of the emergency room visit time. So, oh, Sweet Pea, let's see if we can make room for you. So there's that. It's just been kind of a hard year. I think the thing I want to talk about the most is about mental health. I know a lot of bloggers have been talking about this lately, and YouTubers, but it really is no joke. I personally have struggled with depression and anxiety forever. And perfect, good idea. And this has been a difficult year for me because so many things have been going on. I've had, medicine changes, and it's been like this all over the place. So I want to thank you all for bearing with me and for, being there for me. And your comments mean so much. Every time someone leaves a comment, I read that and take that to heart, and it makes my whole day. So I really appreciate all that you guys do for me. My test knitters, the people who knit my patterns. It's so uplifting for me, and I love that we get to be friends. So thank you, God, for the internet and for the fact that we can, connect and bond over the shared craft of making things. All right. Thank you so much for joining me and my little people. And until next time, enjoy your knitting. Bye, knitters.